fuck was that?
Welcome to What the Fuck Did I Dream Last Night? This is episode 8. I'm Jaynee.
I'm Jess. What up?
What's going on, guys?
I think I do like a woot woot in every episode now.
I think this is the first time I didn't put my arms in the air when I said, What the fuck did I dream last night? So I'll do it there for you guys. My arms went up.
Yeah. Well, what's up, Jaylin? How you doing?
I'm good. We're working hard getting our house ready for a July 4th party.
Yeah. So
Got
I
the
got a
pool
fancy new
up.
pool. Yeah.
Yeah, the pool's up, so I got some nice sunburn happening on my cheeks and on my. I got really weird suntan actually. Like my face is burnt, and then like my chest is. Look how red my chest is.
You got a cute tan. You got like what the kind of tan, effortless tan you get as a kid.
Yeah.
So it's that time of year, right? So my hubby and I have been working in the yard as well. We just got a patio put on, expecting some company coming up here.
Yes.
Kind of laying sod, doing stuff, like homeowning things that you do as adults. And you get this like beautiful tan
You do.
because you're not trying and it's like earned and it's
Mm-hmm.
like even. I just put like one layer of sunscreen on. Man, it's a good thing.
Uh-huh. I agree. You definitely do. I actually we were outside on Father's Day, so happy belated Father's Day to everyone. I know this episode is
Yeah.
2 weeks after Father's Day. I think this one comes out, but um. So we were like setting up, putting like the final like things like on the filter and everything out there. And I did put like a little oil on my shoulders. But of course, like when you're trying to get it, like I oiled up my shoulders, like nothing, I got nothing there. So
No.
yesterday, um, Trevor was off work and I was off work. So we were like sitting out by the pool for like an hour before, or I wasn't off work. I had to go in though later. So we're sitting out by the pool for an hour and I just laid there. And that's when I got fried. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell? So you just got to not try.
It is. It's that effortless tan is the best.
Yep.
Well, great.
Yes.
Yeah, happy belated Father's Day to everybody. What kind of
Pause.
fun do you have in store for us this week, Jaynee?
Dream shit wise, first off, I have to say,
Dream shit wise. That is the essence of our podcast, though,
is it? What is this podcast about?
I think.
Dreams? Is that what we're supposed to be talking
I think so.
about? Oh, so my dream this week. Are we ready?
I think so.
There no trigger warning or anything about this one.
Trigger warning. I like that. It's like a fun way to say disclosure.
Like content warning, trigger
Yeah,
warning.
no,
Like,
that's right. It's good.
I follow and that's why we drink on like all of their little like subgroups, their podcast and my favorite murder ones, and like you always put like content warning, CWs or trigger warnings, TWs. So yeah, none of that for this one, I don't think.
Good.
So into Jaynee's dreamland. So we're at
Dangerous. Buckle up, everybody.
get ready because you're gonna laugh. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm sure we will. We always do.
We'll see. So in my dream, we were at my grandma's house, and this is my mom's side of the family.
Okay.
And all of my cousins and everyone's there. So my grandma's house isn't like tiny, but it's like that cute, cozy house that like
It's gorgeous.
I'm trying to get my house to be like that. I love it.
Homey.
But now like there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us grandkids, and then us grandkids. Like my grandma's 4 girls reproduced a lot, and then their kids reproduced a lot, and now
Very fertile family, guys.
Yes, we're big. We got a big family here. So it's just a typical gathering at first. So I'm standing down in like I call it the bar room, and it's like my grandma's is like a split entry. Like you walk in, it's not a split entry like right at the like front, but like you walk through the door and it's a split entry. Like you can go downstairs or go upstairs, and then you go down those steps, and you can either go down a couple more to the basement. So when you go down those couple steps from like the first level, I call that the bar room, like into the garage, because my pap used to have a bar down there. So just to give you a little like setup, and then like their laundry room's over there to the right and everything. So we're hanging out down there, and my cousin Alan is down there with me, and like two of the great grandkids are down there too. I don't know if they're his kids. One of them's my kid. I don't know, but there's little kids. That's
Maybe.
basically how it is running around that house. Like the kids are everywhere. So they're down there too. Next thing I know, Alan goes, remember, guys, if you haven't listened to past episodes, my pap passed away
Mhm.
this year. So Alan goes, oh, Pap's here. And I turn to look at the wall. And he is on the wall. Now, this is going to sound bad, but like in my dream, it was not scary. It was not
Right.
morbid. It was
Mhm.
just a very like comforting thing. So he's on the wall, and it's just his head and his arms, and he couldn't talk to us, but he could just like his arms are straight out, and he
Yeah.
could move them back and forth like this, demonstrating to Hayne, and he can move his
Huh.
head back and forth.
Okay.
He couldn't talk to us though. It was like one of those like bass mount fish things that like people hang on their wall, and
Yeah.
you press the
Almost
button
like
and they like their tail moves and their head moves.
yeah. Or if you're a Harry Potter fan,
Yeah,
that's
go ahead.
how it is after you so you know the paintings in Harry Potter can like move and talk,
Oh, okay.
and like the headmasters of Hogwarts, someone's probably gonna like fact check me on this, but basically like when there's a painting of like each headmaster from the past in the office,
Hmm.
and they can like talk to you even though they're dead. They can like give their 2 cents, and they can like travel to other paintings and like deliver messages for you.
Huh.
And but they're not like their whole selves. I don't really get it, but it's kind of how sometimes I feel like the deceased are in our dreams. They're like partially
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah,
can't.
like he couldn't talk to us though. Like he could
Yeah.
just move his head and move his arms.
Well, that's how sometimes the paintings are. I think I've always kind of made this comparison because I had a lot of dreams about my dad like that, where like sometimes he's just like there, but he can't talk to me, or else like I try to call him and he doesn't answer me, like
Mhm.
or else I tell him like I've tried to call you, like where have you been, or like it's almost like he went away in my dream and came back.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
So, yeah, it seems like you've been having like a lot of those too.
Mhm.
He like in one way or another can like talk, but
Yeah.
not, yeah.
So he's on the wall like that, and this is how I don't know. This is how
He's a
he could come
bass
and
fish,
visit us. What?
like you said, Billy Bass fish.
Yes, it's exactly how I imagine it. Like, and when I woke up,
Mhm.
and like this is how he could visit us from beyond. Like I said, he can't talk to us. He can just move his arm and move his head.
Give a
That's
thumbs
it.
up.
I don't even
No.
think no, he couldn't. Like he just
No
it was
meaning,
almost
yeah, he was just there. His
he
presence
was
was
just
there.
there. He was just watching us. Like I said, nothing creepy or anything. So it was just like he could just pop up and go though as he pleased, just to check on
Mhm.
us. Like,
I
are you
can't
guys
tell you how many of these dreams I've
are,
had.
are you guys being assholes? Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
did
so
you pour
many
me a
between
shot?
that.
Pour me a shot. So just how my pap was. So so when he wanted to leave, he would just slide down the wall. Like next thing you know, like his head and arms are just sliding down the wall, and he would disappear.
Hmm. Okay.
And like that's just weird. Like, it's just weird. Like Alan, like me and Alan are just standing still in like that bar room area, and he's like, "Oh, Pap's leaving," and I was like,
Almost
"Oh,
like he like melts into the wall. Like
kind
he
of,"
just
but
like
not
melts
really.
away.
You literally watch him like fall down the wall slowly, and before he hits the ground, he just
Mhm.
disappears.
Hmm.
It's just weird. It's weird. And we were like, okay, bye, Pap. Like, and it was just so normal in my dream. Like, it was not weird,
Right.
nothing. It was just like, okay, he was there. So then this is where things shift. So then the house shifts and it is like a restaurant inn type of thing. And I'm still at my grandma's house. And we were closed for the night. So the doors everywhere and everything was locked up. And I'm in the kitchen with another employee cleaning up for the night. Like we're doing dishes. And we're just like talking, just like your chit chat of cleaning up after your job.
Yeah.
And someone knocks on the door. And it's like the front door of their house, and I open the door and I'm like, and I say, sorry, we're closed for the night. And they just start freaking out on me. One, if I was closed for the night, I wouldn't even like entertain a knock on the door. I'd be like, they'll leave eventually.
No. Yep.
Well, but for some reason, me being like my
Mistake number
customer
one.
service, I was like, oh, we're closed for the night. Sorry. Anyways, and they start like freaking out on me and they start yelling at me. Are you ready? We just need to brush our teeth.
What?
Yep. They just need to brush their teeth.
Or did you help them?
I'm like, sorry, but we're closed and I cannot let you in. No, they can't brush their teeth in my little inn restaurant bed and breakfast thing. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was some kind of
That
business.
was a very bad bed and breakfast that you will not allow your people to brush their teeth.
Are they my guests?
It was closed, so.
I don't know. It was just a weird diner thing. I don't really know what we were, but we were closed and I could not let them in. Next thing I know, they somehow get in and they just keep yelling about how they need to brush their teeth at me. Like they're just like screaming in my face. Like, we need to brush our teeth. And at this point, you think I'd probably be like, well, you probably do need to brush your teeth because your breath's all in my face. But in my dream, I did not notice they had bad breath or anything. And I'm like, if you do not leave, I'm going to call the cops. And they don't care. They're still just bitching at me about having to brush their damn teeth. So I go and I try to dial 911, but I hit 912, and I did this like 3 times.
Rookie move.
912, like I could not dial 911. I just kept doing 912, and I'm like, shit, like I need to call 911, but I kept calling 912.
Oh my god!
So when I finally called 912, I got to 911 somehow, and. So they answer, they're like, what's your emergency? And then I'm like, I don't know the address here, but I'm in Irwin. Come to Irwin. People broke in. They won't leave because they need to brush their teeth. They need out of here. Then, that's all I remember.
So, I was going to say, was the 912 operator like, why don't you just give them some damn toothpaste and a bottle of water and send them on their way? Dear God.
I wouldn't let these people brush their teeth. I was so pissed off. I was so angry in my dream. I was like, you can't brush your teeth here. And then when they broke in, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Get the fuck out.
Just to brush their teeth.
Yep.
So, as a child, I was a very serious toothbrusher.
Oh my gosh, guys.
I had a stopwatch. I kid you not, everybody. I still brush my teeth twice a day, like go to the dentist religiously. Any like twinge I feel in my tooth, I like freak out. But I had a literal stopwatch, like to brush my teeth as a child. And I think I did 3 minutes. Boop. Then stopped.
Like, Hayne was that friend that would come over to your house and, like, you'd be like, you can't just fall asleep on the couch watching a movie and go to bed. Like, are we done snacking? I have to go brush my teeth and wash my face. You also washed your face religiously, too.
I did.
And then she carried on that from, like, our middle school years into, like, our upper high school, like, college years where, like, when you're, like, drinking and shit, she'd still be like, gotta brush my teeth. Gotta wash my face.
Standard, though, for drinking. If you are drinking and you wake up the next morning and you brushed your teeth and you took your makeup off and your face is clean, man, you did a good job. Like, you feel better. But, yeah, anyways, that was me. So I can respect. Sometimes I look back at my, like, young self and I, like, hate me. But I'm still that person, so I've just learned to accept it, you know? I've loosey-gooseyed a little bit, but I don't use a stopwatch anymore. I have a timed electric toothbrush that my aunt gave me. Thank you, Pookie.
So you grew up a little bit.
Thank you, Pookie.
Stopwatch.
Yes.
Gotcha. I got
But
or a water, not electric. Oh,
a water pick.
a water flosser thing.
Yeah, water pick.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Love that.
I've been debating. Um, but I will say this in the name of dreaming that a bedtime routine is crucial to a good night's sleep. So there's been times where I'm so tired. And don't get me wrong, I fall asleep sometimes without brushing my teeth. I'm not saying I'm that neurotic, but
No.
I'll like go to lay in bed. I'm just so tired, and I am fixated on like I didn't brush my teeth yet, and I cannot fall asleep because I didn't brush my teeth and wash my face.
You know what? I agree because sometimes like I'll want to go to bed like after working
Oh,
and I'm like,
trigger.
I am so exhausted and I just want to go to bed, forget everything. I don't care.
Hmm.
But I'm like, no, take your pill, shower, brush your hair, wash your face. Like I
Hmm.
have to do
It
that.
helps
Like
you a lot
and then
better.
I feel so much better afterwards.
It's the
But it does
same,
like it's like working out. Like if
right?
the hardest part of working out is getting to what you're doing.
Well, it's
It's
the
like,
same concept as like coffee. Like caffeine obviously is a stimulant, but it's the activity of like starting the coffee pot. It's like your brain's trigger to like, okay, it's time to start my day.
uh-huh.
And if you don't do that, like we've been out of coffee the past like 3 days. Thank God I just went and got some more today. You struggle, like, because your
Yeah,
mind's like, it's like I've had other caffeine, but it's the activity of like, boom, start the
I
coffee
need
pot.
that coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that too because there's some mornings where like I'm like I didn't drink coffee today, so like I'll it's 12 o'clock and I'll start coffee, and then as soon as I start that coffee and I smell it and I get like
yeah.
my cup, I'm like, okay, I can actually like get shit done now.
So all you neurotic toothbrushers, Jaynee may not let you into her restaurant bed and breakfast, but darn it, you will sleep well at night
Yeah,
and
but
give us
apparently
good dreams.
I'm calling 912 on you.
All right. So
I
again, for
don't
the
have any like good. So I decided not to research this dream for a reason because I felt the way that my Pat visited in that dream was such a way like in his like sense of humor. Like I'd be like, that's how he fucking would come visit us.
Mhm.
So I chose not to research this one and just take it as like a good feel good like dream.
So that's where I've had a lot of dreams. I've unfortunately lost a lot of people in my life that were important to me up to this point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a lot of dreams, more so when I was younger, um, or I think when I was in greater times of stress
Mm-hmm.
than now of people visiting me in my dreams who have passed on.
Yeah.
And I think I had dreams like that with my dad when I was like most stressed, like rock bottom in school, and just felt very helpless. So I think those are like your family members visiting you. I think sometimes it's just their goofy like information processing dreams, but
Mm-hmm.
so I do believe that. But I think for the vast majority of the dreams that I have, they kind of fall under the information processing theory, which we already said we're gonna talk more about dream theories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the more we do this, the more I disagree with Freud and that dreams have true meaning and all that. But I do think they can give you an idea of where you're like at emotionally
Yeah.
and where you're at with your mental health and kind of how one of our listeners put it with our dream mail episode. I don't know if that comes out before or after this,
It comes
but
out before
kind
this.
of reality check-ins, how Joey put it, like
Yeah.
keeping a dream journal for reality check-ins and things like that.
No, he does the
Oh,
reality
for
check-in
lucid dreaming.
lucid dreamings. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I kind of took it as like checking in with your own reality and where you're at with your mental health.
No, but you could take it.
But yeah,
I mean, I know that's not what he meant of
yeah.
that, but
Now that I'm saying it out loud again, I realize he meant it for
mhm.
lucid dreaming, which is
So,
great too.
going back to like talking about Freud and everything, guys, I'm currently reading The Mind at Night, The New Science of How We Dream by Andrea Rock, and I got it on Amazon. And it touches base in all of those different dream like theories, and we want to do an episode on that, but I wanted to get this book read first. I know Hayne mentioned about getting the book too
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna
reading.
get the audiobook.
Yeah, and then we're going to we'll do an episode about those because me and her want to talk more about it, but we we're still learning ourselves before we can actually fully
Yeah, and I
understand.
mean there's good sources and there's bad sources, and there's gonna be things that we agree with and we won't agree
And
with.
there's going to be things that Hayne agrees with that I don't agree with, vice
Right.
versa. There's going to be shit that we say, and you guys are like going to be like false.
And I think it's worth considering all of them, but I want to find sources and information
Mhm.
that I think is intriguing, whether I agree with it or not.
I
Um,
agree.
you know, I think when you run into a field like dreaming, it's almost like a psychic. You know, people can talk out of their butts if they want to.
Yep.
So I just want to find sources and information that's worth kind of retelling to you guys. So,
I
um,
also, I know that's more like, yes, I know that's how you are as a person. I've known that, yes, from the
it's the
get
field
go.
I'm in.
Yeah. I also, though, I want to research it all. I want to research the weird, crazy shit because that's where I dive more deeper
Mhm.
to there to be like, well, how crazy is this? And then I read about things. I'm like, well, this is so crazy that I believe it now. So,
Well, I will. It's not that I don't agree with crazy, and I think there's a ton of things in this life, in this world, that we don't understand, like that science cannot prove. Like I'm also a spiritual Christian person, you know. So I mean, you, I think there's a lot we don't understand, but I think you have to be conscientious of kind of the information you're reading, and you have to decide for yourself, like, how
yes,
valid does this sound, and is this person just spewing stuff that because they want to? Is this some goofy website I read, or is it somebody who's really dedicated their time and has done their research on this field?
I agree. But listen, you're going to hear me reference antflow.com. Is that what that website's called?
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, she's,
Oh, I know. I know.
you know, I'm kind of just comparing it to, there's a couple sources I found when I talked about the death dream, and then one like the dreams about death. And the one was like this woman just took everything, and it was basically the same thing but reworded
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
probably 25 different
And yeah, that
theories.
was that death one that you talked about.
And
Yeah.
I was like, any of us, I mean, come on, anybody could do this. But then there was like this, like the study I read where actually took like, I mean, like first person accounts aren't validated, they're not studied, but they're
Hmm.
still interesting and intriguing depending how the person tells it. So
Yes.
that's all. So anyway, stay tuned.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
um,
Gotcha. Sorry, guys.
so
Well, not sorry, but
tangents of what is to come.
yes.
And again, if there's something of all that that you felt like you wanted to hear, or you want to hear more of, or you agree or disagree, let us know. Okay.
Or if you guys have any good books or anything like even other podcasts, other blogs or something that could like point us in the direction of like things that we are trying to learn more on, definitely let us know.
Yeah.
But on
Um,
that note, Hayne, what do you
yeah.
got for us?
So for the sake of not knowing each other's dreams beforehand and always finding a connection, you mentioned, so we grew up in a town called Irwin in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Um, and I haven't lived in Irwin, gosh, in
10 years.
almost 15 years now. So,
Oh, that's right.
like
Yeah.
when people ask me where I'm from, I say Greensburg, a different town. So,
Mhm.
this dream I had the other night, Irwin was distinctly mentioned that I was from Irwin. So I think it's funny, in your dream you called 912 and you're like, "Oh, I'm in
I don't
Irwin."
know
And
the address.
you don't live in Irwin either. You haven't lived in Irwin since you
Mhm.
were a teenager either. So,
Yeah.
about at least 10 years. So,
Yep. I was 17 when I moved away from there.
yeah. So I was about the same age, yeah. So, um my dream starts out. So this is a dream. It was one of those
I was
dreams.
18.
It was one of those dreams, it seemed like it lasted
I
forever.
just had to say that. I'm sorry.
18, it's okay. It's okay.
It was gonna bug me if I didn't correct
Everyone, I
myself.
understand, because your mom would be like, bull crap, and you were 18.
I know. I was like, why did I say 17? Go ahead. Apologies.
Because 17 is the hot age, remember?
Well,
Whenever
oh
we
God.
were 17, I thought 17 was the hot age. I didn't want to turn 18.
When we were 17.
Yeah.
When we were 17.
When I was 17.
I know. I just feel like I need to like emphasize that, like being 28 years old now and
I
saying
need 10
17 is
plus
a
years
hot age.
later.
Like I
Woo,
need to.
baby. All
Yeah.
right, so this is one of those dreams where it seemed like it lasted hours. And I think it did. I think it lasted a long time.
All
I had
right.
a great night of sleep. I worked hard outside. I had a couple of drinks. Like,
Got that
boom,
good suntan.
I was out like a light, and it was great. So the dream started off where so Jaynee and I are big fans of Rachel Hollis. We won't go into the scandal right now because I do not want to. But Rachel Hollis
Oh,
hosts a big conference called Rise, and she and I were talking about this. So my dream started out where we were like in an auditorium setting, like when
I
you're in
just
high
got all
school.
the feels in my like. I got all the feels right now, and I just
Yeah,
feel like I
well,
need
sorry, just
everyone to
listen up.
know that I have all the feels. But go
Listen
ahead.
up, honey. So we were like in an auditorium, like when you're in high school. Um, and there was a group of us women, okay? So it was like me, you, G, Tara, I think Abby was there at that time.
Mhm.
And we were like the presenters. Like everybody was there to see us. Like this was like
Oh
our show.
shit!
And we were like getting ready to get started, and I had to use the restroom. And the bathroom was like at
That sounds about right.
the top, right? So at the top of the rows, and it seemed like it was like real casual. So like one of you guys was like already starting to like talk to the crowd. I was like, hey guys, like what's up? And the bathroom, so if you can think of like the top row of a stadium type
Uh-huh.
deal, like the top row, the bathroom door was like immediately behind that row.
Got
Like you
that's
didn't like
that's
walk back
that's
behind a
that's the
curtain.
stupidest place for a bathroom. But
Yeah,
okay.
right. And like it wasn't private. That's relevant. So I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. So I was like walking to the crowd. The crowd was like really feeling me. And I was like, hey guys, like, like they were my fans. And I walk in the bathroom, and there's a man walks in after me, and he's being like a real weirdo. And I won't go into details because it's kind of grotesque, although I didn't like see anything. But he basically wants like lotion. He asked me to like pass him the lotion or the soap to do like gross stuff, right? Like a real creeper. Um,
Remember, guys, Hank gets very embarrassed.
yeah. So, but like,
We gotta read between the lines with her.
and I even get embarrassed in my dreams apparently because like I didn't see like
Apparently,
his
yeah.
private. I didn't see any of that. He didn't do it because I was like, what the hell, dude? Like, get out of here. This is the woman's bathroom.
This is my
And
show.
he wasn't leaving. And mind you, like the door to the bathroom was open. Like it wasn't like a single stall bathroom. So like everybody could probably hear. So I walk out of the bathroom, and there's a security guard right there, and I was like, yo, like get this guy. And it was a crowd of like all women. So like everybody's like rooting us on, like, yeah. So this guy starts to run away, and the security guard's like kind of being lazy. At first, I was like, go get him, like yelling.
He has lotion.
And
I'm
it's
sorry.
and it's funny. No, damn it, I did not pass him that lotion. I
For the record, I want to pause and I want to say, I feel like having lotion, like you dreaming this about having lotions in a girl's room is so common because like weddings and everything that you go to, like they have like that spray deodorant, that little spritz to like freshen up
well,
and everything.
and Abby, one of my friends, she has like a double synced bathroom, and she has lotion on one side and soap on the other side. And me and Cam always accidentally use the lotion because it's closest. I'm like, damn it, then we have to use the soap. So I think that's probably where that came from. So
Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense too.
earlier I was talking about how particular wording in dreams is so funny to me because it's not like wording I would use in everyday language,
Mhm.
but it's like a distinct memory from my dream. So in this case, I start yelling at the security guard, like when he would not go get the guy, I yell, "Go secure." Like, go guard, go secure, because he is a security guard. Like, not like, go get him, or like, what the
Go
hell are you doing? I
secure!
was like, go secure. And damn it, he did. So he got
I
this
like it.
guy. And like the whole crowd, the crowd like erupts because again, it's like basically like a bacon, a freaking like bacon,
It's a
a freaking
bickin'.
like feminist movement. um, and everybody was very happy that we got this guy. And then fast forward, so I never even got to see our show. I don't know what happened.
Was
So
I
fast,
there in the dream then?
yeah, you were there. Like it was
Oh,
me, you, G, Tara, and Abby, and we were gonna put on this show.
gotcha.
Megan was probably there too. It seems like it was like women
Girl
empowerment
power.
people in my like yeah.
Man, I wonder what I would even say to girls. I'd be like, drink Fireball and make good decisions.
I don't know. I say go freaking go secure. I don't know.
Go
So
secure! Fireball!
shoot.
Earth, wind, fire, Captain Planet!
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So
That's how my mind works.
so we're gonna fast forward because apparently this like happens in my other dreams too, where like I was supposed to do like a dance competition in one dream, the one that was about like Steve Carell. I never did it.
Skateboarding and everything. Yeah.
I never saw the show of the chicken fight. I never saw the
Yeah,
chicken fight, and
you
we never
suck.
performed this conference. So I must get
Yeah.
jitters. So let's fast forward. Um, we were in another country at this point. Okay,
I don't fly
I
on
got a
planes.
vibe. It was like Australia or New Zealand. Um,
Okay.
and at this point, my mom and I lived in like this hut, and it's almost like I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And G was staying in an Airbnb that was like three houses down.
Yes.
And it was one of those Airbnbs that you would see like in the middle of nowhere, like really remote bungalow somewhere. Have you ever like seen those Airbnbs?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like one of these places you would like die to stay, but you'd probably like never have the guts to do it.
Yes.
And it was on like the edge of a cliff that oversaw this like beautiful valley and like mountains, but like it was like freaking something you'd see in like National Geographic.
Mm-hmm.
So G was staying in this Airbnb for like a week, I guess, to just like come see me and hang out. But the floor,
Why not?
the actual like, gosh, sometimes this is so hard to explain when you see it in your head.
Oh, I know. That's what, like
Right?
I can like even back in my dream when I was dialing
It's so
911.
detailed in your head.
Yes, like when I was dialing 911 and my finger just kept going 912. I
Ugh,
was so and like wait,
torture.
and in that dream, I feel like I need to like I'm sorry. I don't mean to take over your show, but I
You're
just want to
totally
say
taking over my dream right now. It's
I
okay.
am. In my dream too, like you know how it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4 on a phone. Well, it was like the 9 was in the one space, like it wasn't normal. Like
That's
9
funny
was
you
in the
mentioned
one.
that because I was
We're
trying to think where
close.
the numbers were when you said that.
Mm-mm. They weren't close, so it was like I just need like the 9 and the 1 were next to each other, so it was like 9 1, and then 2 was underneath 1, and I just kept going 912, 912. Should have played that on the lottery.
You should. So this hut bungalow Airbnb that G is staying in,
Mm-hmm.
the floor in the hut is almost like downsloping with the cliff. Like that is, they didn't like try to build it up and make the floor level.
Oh,
It is like downsloping. If you can picture like a cliff that goes downward.
yeah. A
Terrifying,
cliff
right?
goes. A cliff goes down.
Yeah, right. It should go up, but it went down in the dream.
Wait, really? Why does a cliff go up? I was making fun of you.
I don't know. It went down. Like,
I feel like that's how cliffs go. You
okay,
know what?
so if you
You know
think of the
what? It's
Lion
kind of
King,
like I
if you
get it.
think
I
of the
get it.
Lion King where Mufasa like shows Simba to like the world, the cliff is slightly upsloping or flat. It's not downsloping to freaking send you into the valley.
I get it. I get it.
You
I
see what
get
I
it.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you walk to the end of the cliff, it would just be keep going downward and you would fall. So I don't really know. But anyways, her bungalow was downsloping. and she was staying, her bed was almost like this cot. It looked very uncomfortable, and she'd been staying there for several days before I went to look at it. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry you're staying here." Like, you're like, it was, but it was like a hammock. Like, it was probably pretty cool as long as it was structurally sound. But I was like,
Yeah.
"You're welcome to come stay with me and my mom." Like, me and my mom had this like baller house like in freaking New Zealand in the dream.
I got this nice hut. Oh,
Yeah,
you're living in a hut.
like it was so anyway, so then you popped up, and
Oh.
so you were like chilling in the Airbnb with me and G, and the police knocked on the door. Okay, good timing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And we answer the door, and it's this like tall, lanky guy with blonde hair. And he was like, "Hello, we're here because we got a report about bullying down the street in the alley." And I was like, "What?" And he was like pointing towards my mom's house, like we were the bullies. And he's like, "Yeah, the neighbor reported you guys." Um, and I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "Well, where are you guys from?" Like trying to play good cop. And we're like, "We're from Irwin, Pennsylvania."
Good old
And he was
Irwin.
like, "Irwin, mind you, we're in like New Zealand or something." And he was like, I'm from Irwin." I was like, "What?" Like, and he looked like about our age. I'm like, "What town?" And he mentioned it somewhere. Like, he's like, "Well, right outside of Irwin." I was like, all
What
right.
town?
I don't know. I can't
Right?
remember the
Like
name of
you
the
told me.
town, right?
No, I know, but I meant
Yeah.
like you were like dream me would have been like, well, what town?
Yeah. I was like real skeptical. I'm like, "Nah, I don't know about you." So he has to see our IDs, and he's like, "Well, this isn't South Carolina, blah, blah, blah," because my ID is South Carolina. And
Yeah.
he's like, "All right, well, let's go, let's go figure this out." So we follow him, and he's with two female police officers. And we go to my mom's house, and I see the neighbor sitting outside, the next door neighbor, like looking at us and like waving her finger and like scowling, like, "Ha ha ha." And he's like, "We got reports about bullying in this alley." And we're like, "Well, that's not us." They're like, "Nope, they said it happened right under this roof." And we're like, "Nope." And then they asked each other if they remember to bring their tasers. And they asked us some more questions, but nothing really came of it. And then it kind of seemed like this neighbor lady hired fake police officers because they look like
I mean, yeah,
children.
she's laughing at you too. Like,
Yeah, like it didn't turn into anything. Okay, so they just like went away. We're just like, whatever, like F that lady. So that like that neighbor, everybody kind of has that neighbor somewhere.
yeah,
Um, so at this point, we're in this like baller house that me and my mom have in like freaking New Zealand, and like all my friends are there, and we're just like having some drinks to like, kind of decompress from that wacko neighbor. So it's like
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys, like Cam's there, our friend Jeremy's there, Abby's there, like Howie, we're just like chilling. And you guys like really want to go out. You're like, let's just like go out, have some fun. Um,
That sounds like young me.
well, we had like
Not like young me. Like I'm not old, but that sounds like 21-year-old me. I'm always like,
everybody
let's
really
go
wanted
to
to
a
like keep
bar.
things going. And we had dinner. We had left at my mom's house. We had leftover shrimp and ahi tuna, which is what we had for dinner
Oh, I
at
love
night.
some ahi tuna.
Well, that's what we had for dinner that night. So like I was having that left over like in my dream. I don't know why I couldn't do my guess
Oh, I
good
need
enough to
some
make it
ahi
fresh.
tuna in my life
Mm,
right now.
so good. Aldi's, shout out.
Oh,
Ahi tuna, it's great. Cam
really?
has some good stuff. Oh yeah, we get it. Cam grills it, but it's really good. I prefer it like over steak. It's great.
Oh,
So
see, I always get
ahi
it
tuna
from.
steak is what we get. It's great.
Gotcha. I get it from. I don't know if anyone here listens from Mount Pleasant, PA, but the filling station
Oh,
in Mount
oh,
Pleasant has a good ahi tuna appetizer.
mm.
Oh, and so does Bar 9 in Greensburg.
Ah, I remember me, you,
Fantastic.
and G got that once when we were like 17 years old. We went to PF Chang's, and it was like so raw, and I hated it. But now I'll eat sushi and stuff barely, but
Yeah.
no, I love it. So I served my wonderful, beautiful friends leftover shrimp and ahi tuna, and then we were like going out for the night. And I was like, guys, we didn't actually go out to the bar. We were like always at someone's house. I was like, guys, I really need to go home. Like I work in the morning. And I was like, no, it's fine. Like just stay out. Like I remember like Cam and Abby were like really pushing me to stay out.
Yeah.
And mind you, like both of them would have like been in bed by like 10 o'clock. But I was like, I'm working in the morning. Like I work at 6:30. It's like 4:30 in the morning at this point. I'm
Oh
not
shit.
drunk. Like no one's like drunk in my dream.
Just
Just
beat
like
yourself
nobody
drunk.
wanted to go to bed. Like everybody was just like still having
You
fun.
know what though? I've had hangouts like that where like you're drinking, but like you have a beer in your hand, but like no one's getting
I
drunk, but like you're just
wasn't even
having too
drinking
good of a
it.
time.
It was just everybody was just having like a purely fun time.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
And yeah, and I was in my dream because I like didn't go to bed. I was like, guys, I work in 2 hours. Like I need to go to bed.
Hmm.
And so then it was probably like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then I finally fell asleep in my dream. Well,
Yeah.
then I missed my alarm. I kept waking up. By the time I woke
In
up and looked at my dream,
in your dream. Okay.
by the time I woke up in my dream, it was like 10:30 in the morning, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I usually start work like 7:30,
Hmm.
and my coworker had to cover for me, and she told the doctor like, oh, we're actually starting a new thing where like she works like the 11 to 7 shift and blah blah blah, and he was like, oh, that's great. Like I showed up at like 11. He's like, oh, this is great, I love it, because then I have help like extra late till 7.
And you're like, oh
um
shit,
I know,
I'm
right? I was
tired.
like, I planned on being here for like 3 hours. And then I woke up because the anxiety from being late to work woke me up in my dream. And I was so bummed that I woke up because, like I said, it was just like a really long, detailed,
Yes.
fun dream.
You just want to keep
On a
going with it.
casino in the bathroom. I don't know what really happened there, and it didn't get weird. Like the
Yeah,
guards
yeah, yeah.
appeared. Uh,
Christopher.
weird. So yeah, that was my dream. But then, so that dream probably happened around 3 a.m. And
Uh-huh.
then I had a hard time sleeping after that.
Yeah.
So I was afraid I was going to sleep through my alarm, and I hate those dreams.
Oh, I
And
was
I
just
was
gonna
at work on time, but
I was gonna bring something up because that kind of like triggered something in my mind. Now, for the past year, yeah, coming up on a year now, I haven't worked like a job where I have to be there right in the morning. But like I'm still up early because my daughter gets me up. So the other day I woke up before she woke up, and which I do sometimes, you know. And I woke up, and you know how it's getting light out now by like 5 o'clock. It's like light.
I love it. Yep, 6
I
a.m.
do too.
Boom,
I
that
do too.
comes up.
I love it because I like to go outside and like drink my coffee at 6 a.m. and like
I don't have to
it's
use my sleepy time alarm. During the winter, I have to use I have to use an alarm clock that mimics the sunrise, so my butt gets
yeah.
out of bed.
So I woke up though, and I turn and I'm like, okay. And there have been times where I've woke up my husband. I'm like, it's late. I think you should be going to work. But
Mhm.
I woke up. He was gone. Molly was sleeping, and I sprung out of bed onto my feet so fast. I was like, I'm late for school. And that's what I told myself. And I was like,
Uh,
whoa,
I
first off,
I
you're
have
not
those
in school.
sometimes.
Second off, you work the earliest, even on the weekends, is like 11. So
Yeah, like you're
calm
good.
down. And then I
Uh,
just laid back in bed because I felt like all this anxiety just rushed through me. And I was like,
uh, yeah,
calm
when that stuff
down.
happens, like that's not how I want to start my day. I do the same thing. Even if you don't fall back asleep, I'll like lay back down for like 15 minutes just to
Just
like
to like calm
reset
my
my
body
brain.
and just like
Uh,
relax.
yeah.
Sometimes I have like a couple like puzzle games on my phone I like to play like before
Mm,
bed and too. Like they just kind of like mind numbing type of thing. I enjoy doing it, but
yeah.
Lord, that was a good. I
So,
like. That was like,
so with that in mind, but the more I do this, I realize the vast majority of my dreams are me processing information
from the prior
through
day.
my day.
Hmm.
Like I can distinctly remember, like I don't know about the creepo.
That could
I
have been anything though.
Yeah, I mean, just even an unsettled feeling at some point, but like
Yeah,
I think the lotion tied back to Abby's bathroom. I think
you
the
know,
conference tied back to talking about Rachel Hollis, and I thought about her Rise conference. The New Zealand thing, I've been talking about Airbnbs lately, and then I had a patient like recommend going to New Zealand, like recommended traveling to New Zealand lately.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it I can tie back to something. Police
You know what
officers.
though? I feel like I need to point this out to you. In a good part of your dreams, you always end up at work.
I do, and that's what
So I feel like now this is just my personal opinion and me saying this is that I feel like and then you end up at work and you wake up. So I feel like you bring a lot of your work stress home with you. And I think you got to work on
oh
that
honey
some.
boo boo, you got no idea.
I know you do. That's what I mean. Like even if you come home from work and like you take Miles for a walk, just like you need to learn to
That's
decompress a little bit
boxing.
more.
That's why I bought a boxing bag.
Nice,
Because
nice,
I miss my
awesome.
boxing.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You
yeah,
used to
I mean
box all
that's
the
just
time.
it's just the nature of the game in medicine. You carry a lot of it home with you.
Hell,
I
I
don't
have
do
dreams
anything
about
at
the
home,
restaurant
but
all the time too. But I don't. You like my dreams when I dream about work. They take place just at work in general, but yours are always like
well,
you're
because the
doing other
biggest
things.
fear in my job is you forget to do stuff that involves a person. So
Oh
did you
yeah, I
did
can
you
see that
forget
for
to
sure.
blank if I don't do this for that, that person's gonna get hurt, that person's gonna be sick, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I
Um,
understand that.
but yeah,
I just
no,
felt
it's
like
not.
I needed to.
Oh,
I
it's
know that you
absolutely
do that.
true. It's
But
absolutely true. And that's
and
like
not in a bad like I'm not like
mhm,
telling you you need to do this, you need to do that, but like
it. No, but
there is
this
a
is what goes
pattern. There's
back.
a pattern.
Hmm. That's what goes back to just. Although I think my dreams don't reflect my like deepest wants and desires, like what Freud would think. I think a lot
Yeah.
of it is just kind of compartmentalizing and processing things from the day, which for me, when you
Mhm.
work, that's a big bulk of your day.
Mhm.
I think if you notice a recurrent pattern in that, and then that can kind of show you where you're stressing and where you need to kind of decompress and work on.
Yeah.
So that's where I think dreams do hold a meaning. So
Yes. I agree.
for all
Yeah.
the skeptics out there like myself.
Yeah, so I feel like that's why I made that point was like, yes, your dream was all like the nonsense of your day. Not nonsense. I'm
Oh, it's
sorry. I didn't mean to
nonsense,
say
and I
your
love
day
it.
was
It's
nonsense.
beautiful, funny nonsense.
I know, but I feel like when I said that, it made it sound like everything you do day to day is nonsense. That's not what I meant though. But then I feel like there still is a meaning in your nonsense. Let's put it that way.
There's always meaning in my nonsense.
Oh man, we're gonna get deep, guys. Guys, just wait. There's
Ah,
gonna be some deep shit coming down your
until
way.
next time. Until next time. Well, sweet.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's what I got for you guys.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening today. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at WTF Did I Dream Last Night and on our Twitter at the same handle there. And email us your dreams so we can continue our dream mails that come out every last Friday of the month. Email them at WTF Did I Dream Last Night at gmail.com.
Yeah, sweet. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Stay tuned next week for some more of my nonsense. And until next time, happy dreaming.